Happy birthday.
It is my birthday.
It's my baby's birthday. 55 back here in the back. I know it's turned
It
around.
looked like 25.
It looks like 25. But
Yeah.
he moves like he's 25. And I
Straight up.
appreciate
I do.
appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I do. Move
that's
like I'm
important.
25.
Yeah. So, first thing first.
Oh, wait a minute. What time is it?
Thank you
It's
so much
5:59.
for all of you that are coming into our community. We want to present to people truth. That's all.
Yeah.
We like, to us, we want to walk in our truth, and so we want to give people what some people are not receiving right now. People talk about things that really don't matter. But
No, I
what
mean,
about things that
hey,
matter?
people talk about what they talk about. You know, it's so much information out there, and so people talk about all of whatever. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
So, but as
people
as more
talk
seasoned
about.
people,
Okay.
I think that we really know what that looks like and what that should be.
Listen, whether we do or not, we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
And it don't matter. We don't. Hey, we don't know. We just know what we're gonna know.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about what we talk about.
Okay.
So
Let's talk about what we talk
yeah,
about.
that's all. We ain't got no market on. We're not short on topics. There's a whole bunch
We
of
are not
stuff
short on topics
out
and nothing
there
else.
to talk about. So I do want to say this though. Because today is my birthday, but what you doing?
Yes,
what
it
you
is.
doing? What you doing over there? Put it right
Somebody
there. Put it right
somebody
there.
asked a
Put it right
question.
there.
Somebody asked a question.
What
It
they
was about
ask?
you, about your birthday. I can't tell you it's a birthday present.
It's about a birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had my birthday celebration actually on Saturday. Yeah, had a few friends over, other couple friends of ours, and so had a really, really good time. So my baby put it all together, coordinated, you know.
And I've never done this before. To coordinate something
Yeah.
at home that I had to do everything from beginning to end.
From beginning to end.
Yeah. I've had him a party before, but I hired my friend Tawana to take care of all of that, and she did it.
And it was
She
at a restaurant. We
executed-
did
and it was
we
at a
did
restaurant.
right?
But she took care of it.
No, she did. She did a great job. Shout out to Mana. Great birthday. We were at Saks Fifth?
Saks Fifth.
At Saks Fifth, in the Galleria here in Houston. So, and then the other one, because when you get up in age, you got to celebrate because you never know.
When you get up in age, and what we mean by that is 50
season,
plus, okay? 50
no,
plus.
for real.
No, 50 plus for real.
And when we talk about getting up in that age bracket,
Right,
we have very close friends that have experienced loss.
right.
When you get in that 50 range, you start losing friends, family members, and so
My uncle passed away today.
Just today.
Today.
Like, literally today.
Today. Like, we're talking about an hour and a half ago.
yeah. And we have other friends that have experienced, loss and situations. So we're very mindful of the time and the space that we have. And so when we talk about, as my wife was saying, we talk about talking truth, like we try to just cut to it, right? We just try to, how can we help the next generation that's coming up on relational matters, because that's what our Love and
Yeah.
Truth podcast is all about.
Relationships.
Relationship stuff and just communication and
Right.
and how we engage with one another. And so we just want to build a community and a forum where, hey, we're gonna keep it 100.
We're going to keep
talk
it
about it.
Yes, we're
'Cause
going
we
to keep
do
it a
this-
buck.
we're gonna keep
That's
it a
what
buck,
you
as
normally
they
say.
say.
That's
Keep it
what
a
you
buck.
say. Keep it a buck.
As we hear
Yep.
all the time. I mean, our balcony talk, Love and Truth podcast was birthed out of, just having real conversations and
Right.
just talking about real issues that, not the world, that we were dealing with.
Which
And
is
so-
probably what the world is dealing with.
It-
Do you agree that the hierarchies is God, man, children, and
I do believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it is God first, and then man, and then woman in the family.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're out of alignment and you're out of order, it just creates chaos.
and it's not going to work.
And it's not
so
going to work. That's a
I-
great
And
great
I
question.
believe in that alignment, God, and then man,
Right?
then the woman, then the children. Like, I believe in that. And it's very important because that's something we're about to talk about.
It's great. Listen,
Great question.
Great question. Because,
I don't know who that was, but thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
It was a good question.
Yes.
And one of my classmates, we were just talking about this the other day, and we were just talking about how the state of manhood. And again, I'm not, listen, don't take what I'm saying out of context at all. I don't, listen, we love everybody.
Right.
And at the same time, I still believe there's a certain order.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can look at that even in nature. There's a certain order, right? If you just look at nature, there's a certain order of things. And I'm not, being misogynistic or it's not even like one's better, because truth be told, because we look at
National
Geographic all the time, and we love cats and lions and just the pride, and we just observe how things are handled within the pride,
order,
the order of
order
things, right?
Things, right.
And you've got the head of the pride, the male, but you've got the female lionesses, right, that are really managing and handling business out there.
Yeah, they have their part.
They play, and I hate to say this, play their role. I don't want to get canceled. As they should, but there is a role. They hunt. They care for the cubs. They take care of things.
Yeah.
The man is a protector.
Right.
Can't nobody just come in and just be having their way with the pride.
Right.
As long as there's a strong man there. And so we were talking about
or males, because sometimes
the
pride consists.
It could be two brothers.
Brothers, or whatever. That could be two,
within
3 or
that
4.
pride.
But
ain't but one male in this house. So I'm just saying. I'm telling you. But we do look at
we're
that.
We're not cats.
So to the question, it's like, we do believe in the order of things. God, man, woman. And I think that things have gotten out of order. We were just having this conversation last night, and we've had it before. I'm big on that. The unfortunate thing is that there's a lot of single mothers that have raised sons, right?
Right.
And teaching a young man how to be a man, and shout out to all the women that have done it, right? In terms of raised,
a lot of
in our community that have raised their boys, and they go on to be, very productive, strong men, in the world.
Right.
And at the same time, there's a lot that don't really get that.
Right.
And so they come out not being able to operate in their masculinity, and they find themselves being emasculated, whether it be in corporate, whether it be in relationships, whatever the case, because they don't have the tools to really operate in their manhood the way they need to.
So let me say this. I definitely think that for women, I've never liked this. When women say this, when they're like, I'm mom and dad, but you can't be mom and dad.
Right.
A woman can only be a mom. A woman can only be a mom, and you can only be a mom because you don't have the innate ability to be a dad. That's why when my husband was saying earlier about cats, like we watch National Geographic, the order of things are important. So if you are a mom, the only thing that we can do as moms is teach our sons the best way that we can. We can teach them to be nurturers. We can teach them to be compassionate. We can teach them what we know. Now, here's the difference in that. You have some moms that have to fall totally back in their masculinity because they have all boys.
Yeah.
You can attest to, because you have all brothers.
Right.
Your mom, she's by I'm talking about a little bitty thing.
Every bit of 5, 2, 3.
Little bitty thing. But she had to fall in her masculinity when it came to you guys, but she's feminine.
Right.
Because none of you guys are feminine.
No.
And your mom rested in her masculinity because she was letting you know, I can't play with y'all like that. So there is a difference, and it is a fine line.
No, it is. And then just the reality of it is that we're talking about a period of time, right? All of those formative years, like up through like middle school and high school, our dad was around. I mean, they were married, and of course, and then ended up getting divorced. I think like when I was in high school or whatever. But by that time, what was instilled. That came from a man,
Right.
right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then it was those later years, and we grew up not, you don't disrespect your mom. Black men and their moms is like, if she was like really, really there,
Yeah.
you don't say nothing about nobody's mama. That, like, literally elementary, middle school, high school, those are fighting words. Don't like, I've broken up with people because they wasn't really feeling or didn't want to really engage with my family and my mom. So that's important. But also, our mom never babied us.
You didn't never get coddled.
That it wasn't a coddling. It wasn't ain't no baby boys over here. Like it wasn't. She wasn't making, excuses for us not to be men. Right. I got two
Right.
younger brothers, one older brother. That's just not how we was raised. Grew up in South Park, Sunnyside. Lived in Hillcroft Square. I mean, like, we weren't raised to be soft men, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were compassionate
Yes.
at the
Yes.
same time.
And I can attest to that because you are an alpha male, but when it comes to me, when you need to be soft with me, you're soft with me. I consider myself an alpha female, and when I kind of maybe rise up in some areas, you'd be like, baby, wait a minute, what? Hey, who are you talking to? Which is important, which is very important
Yeah.
because I will not respect you if, in fact, you allowed me to run things. I wouldn't respect you.
And you know what? So there's a difference, right? Run certain things or run over me, right? Because quite honestly, women are, better at certain things,
Yeah.
right? It could be the finances, it could be the household.
Yeah, that's it, Bob.
Yeah. So, the household and certain things. So as a man, you've got to be confident enough to say, no, I'm gonna let my wife handle that, but it still falls on the man, right? If you
Right.
follow in the order and the hierarchy, God, man, woman.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If God created man, if that's your belief system, and then he created woman out of man, then that's just the proper order.
Right.
And I think there's been, over the years, systemically, just the way things, particularly in the Western hemisphere, that women have been forced to put themselves in a position where they had to serve and be dual parents.
Right.
Meaning,
Right.
ain't no man here. And I'm not going to get into all of the social systems and how it was designed to get men out of the household so that women can get benefits and social services and all of those things. But if you had a man there, you couldn't get those services. So it was more beneficial and advantageous for the woman not to have a man in the house so that you can get benefits for the children.
And that's crazy.
And that's crazy because women, I mean, they're going to take care of their kids.
Women are going to, at all
You know
costs.
what I'm saying? And if you're only doing a margin of effort
Yeah.
as a man,
Right.
then guess what? What's the point? What's the saying? I can do bad all by myself. And I think a lot of women
say
adopted
that.
that
Yeah,
mentality to
because of
say,
that.
I don't need a man. I can do bad all by myself. I can get these benefits all by myself. I can, listen, I'm working, I'm doing all of that. I don't need you. And quite honestly, particularly in our community, I mean, our sisters are highly educated, professional, business owners. I'm not diminishing what our men are doing, but our women are really elevated.
But our women are picking and choosing men that were never designed to be in that household. And I have to speak on that because this is the problem that we're having. So we're talking about having conversations
No, go
and
ahead.
there's no resolution.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
So women are choosing men and then getting upset because you chose the wrong dude. You knew before. Most of the time, y'all, like, you can't fool me. You can act like you can fool yourself, but you can't fool me. Women, period, we see when there are red flags. We make a conscious decision to say, you know what? I see it, but he has potential. Honey, potential is in the 20s. In your 20s, there is potential. But after about 26, if he has not executed potential, baby, and then you move on and you want to have babies by him because I want to keep him, y'all, that is the lamest thing that women have ever done in their life, is to say, I'm going to hook a man to get kids by him. And then you're left taking care of the children by yourself because you made a bad decision. We don't need to make bad decisions anymore.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, but
But what?
no, it's not a but. It's a, okay, so what do we do now? You know what I mean? Like, everybody makes bad
Decisions.
choices and
Yeah,
decisions. But
yeah.
now it's like, okay, being conscious and aware of, okay, wait a minute, this is not the best situation, and being willing to let go and say, you know what, I'm not going to force anyone into a situation.
Women have a problem because a man is not,
Hold on, baby, you can pull it. Yeah,
Oh,
turn
you'll pull it up on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
go ahead,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, well, I can't read it anymore because it went away. I wanted to read what the person said on there, so.
Okay, but finish the
But-
thought though, we'll get to that.
I lost the thought because I just wanted to say, I don't even know. Okay, so y'all, let me go ahead. Disclaimer. This is our first time being on Facebook Live, and the comments come on here, and they come and disappear so quickly.
Yeah.
And we like to engage with people. So if you have a comment and have something to say, we want to talk about that. So
Okay.
my husband's trying to bring it up,
But,
but
yeah,
I don't
look
think
at her, baby.
I don't think he's doing a good job of bringing it up. And then
See,
what
that's
I
I'm
was
talking about
trying to
right
do.
there. That's what I'm talking about right there, because that ain't even necessary to say, well, I'm not doing a good job. See, that's right there, when we start saying stuff like that.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Let's,
you know what I
let's
mean?
stop
It's,
it.
it's technology and all of
Let's
that. But no,
stop
but
it.
there you go.
Okay. Let's see these comments.
Okay.
Okay. So here are the comments. Let's go for it. Keep it in order. That's not in the Bible. Mr. Noah is God, Jesus Christ, man, woman, and child. Don't add or take away. Okay.
Okay. Let me see here.
Babe,
Go ahead.
why you just take it from
I'm
me?
just, because.
Why you just take it from me? Like,
No.
I'm totally reading.
Because
So
you can't-
anyway,
'cause
so
you
anyway,
can't-
it's okay.
because your IG
Okay.
got your contacts in. You
I,
got your
I
contacts
do
in?
have my contacts in.
Okay.
I got my contact. No, I don't want to read it no more. You see what I'm talking about? You see? Okay, so. But anyway, let's go here. So, I think what I was saying earlier, guys, is when women choose a particular man, and when you've chose that man and then you don't like the particular choice that you've chosen, now it's an issue. Well, you chose him though, so you can't go on social media talking bad about your children's father. You can, but you chose him. There was something that resonated in that time when you got with that man that you connected. So you did that. So now you have children and he's not present, and now you getting upset with him because he's not. But you need to talk to yourself first, because you made a choice. It was some red flags. I promise it was some red flags. That would be deceitful to me. And let me ask you this. Do you think that it would be deceitful for God to say, this is your person, and then it's red flags, you see them?
Deceitful. Hold on, wait a minute. You said,
Yeah.
do I think it would be deceitful
Deceitful.
for God to do that?
Yeah, because you don't see the red flags first.
No, ain't no deceit in God. God does not deceive. So
Oh, okay.
no, so ain't no deceit in that.
So
no,
so
if it
this
w-
is why We choose. We choose. God don't choose for us. And then people will be like, no, he who finds a good wife. Is that true?
Is that what the word says?
Yeah.
Finds a good thing? That's
Yeah,
what it says.
he who finds a good
Listen,
wife
we're not
finds
no
favor
Bible
with the
scholars or
Lord.
whatever, but yeah, he
But
finds
that's
favor.
that's a
Yeah,
scripture.
right.
I know it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you find me, did you see any red flags with me first? This is important. It's an important conversation. Because I'm your wife, and if that scripture is true, I want to make reference to that being
We're
true.
just going, I mean, no red flags like that, but that's not what I'm not going down that. There was no red flags. I mean, we had a whole different situation is what I'm saying. So that's a different conversation. So generally speaking, no, right? And
I just want to prove the word out to be true because we were talking about something a few minutes ago. I'm just saying, okay.
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
did you see red flags? No, don't shut down now.
With you?
Yeah.
No, but it says that he that finds
But-
a good. I didn't see any red flags with you. Because this was about you finding me. It
Okay.
wasn't about me finding you. So here's my thing.
Right.
We got women that say, is it okay if, what if I find him, he don't find me? But I mean, obviously he's gonna find you. He was in the area.
I mean, that's generally men are the ones that find, right? So, in terms of red flags, I saw once we got together.
You saw red flags with me?
No, what I'm saying, once we got together, there was no flags for me to say I don't want to go down this path. Listen, I've seen a lot of red flags,
Okay.
and honestly, and I've ran through a lot of red lights too. So
We all have.
So
We all
that's,
have.
I mean, that's my point. Like
Yeah.
that's there are flags and there's red lights, and then you run through those. But in this mature state, we say, okay, well, what are we really looking for? And understanding what are we looking for in a relationship, and more importantly, where am I within myself? Am I prepared for whatever it is that I think I'm looking for? Like, and so you got to be prepared for that. So, yeah.
Okay. So I want to go to our topic now.
Go ahead.
You made me forget it.
We're talking about having conversations but not getting a resolve.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of that going on, that we talk about something and there's no resolve because we either don't have a therapist or we just can't seem to come to a common ground about what we're talking about. Start it.
What are you talking about starting? What are you talking? What do you say?
I'm just saying, baby,
Listen.
because you have a lot to say, Scorpio. It's your birthday.
Here's the conversation.
Okay.
And I said that we talked about this last night.
Yeah, we did.
I don't like having circular conversations. When we have a conversation and we address it and we deal with that, it's like I'm done with it. I'm never going to bring up something that we talked about 3 months ago and we dealt with that.
So we think because
No,
because the man
no,
may have dealt with it, but the woman may not feel like
no.
it was any resolve. And
See-
when we don't feel like it's resolved, then what we do
But
is we
you-
come back and it's a circular conversation which becomes quicksand.
Okay, so the problem is when we have the conversation and we say in that conversation it's resolved and that I'm not going to bring this up anymore and it comes up again, then how are we supposed to know that it's not resolved? When we said in that moment, we dealt with it, we aired it out.
Because some conversations are much deeper than some. Some are surface, we got to go real deep about it. Okay, it's like this. Whenever we have blended families, when we have blended families, that can look very different. Our specific issue is my husband's children don't particularly care for me, right?
Okay,
My children love him. So as a woman, what I feel like is that if my kids, this is so deja vu. I've been on Facebook doing this. Like, I feel that in this moment. But if my kids, to me, guys, if they don't fool with my husband in a certain way, I love my kids, but you can't be calling asking for stuff because we're one. Like, my husband and I move as a unit.
Right.
And so to me, I'm just like, hey, you calling asking for what? No, you can't do that. Because if you're not even speaking to my husband, you don't respect my husband, I respect him. So then that's a whole nother issue. For some women, they like, oh shoot, if somebody else is not respecting, that make me feel a certain way about, okay, they're not respecting, but I'm respecting. I'm listening.
No, you didn't finish it. See, this is we talk about having this conversation goes around and around. And what I said to her last night.
Because it's a sticky
situation. Here's
because it's family.
Here's what I know, and here's what I said. Some of these conversations are like quicksand. You get to move it around in them, and you think you're getting out of that, and you're just sinking slowly
deeper and deeper
into.
Is that me that's sinking, or
no? I'm the one that's sinking.
Well, why are you sinking?
Because
in our conversations, you've said everything you needed to say.
No,
I was feeling some type of way.
So if you're feeling some type of way, then I sink. So okay. you standing on the side or whatever, you got branches or whatever, you like, no, this is what I sink. And what I mean by that is that there's no because we all have our positions and we all feel and think a certain way, like, and if there's no agreement, not I won't say agreement, but if there's a different perspective about something, that's why there's no real resolve. Because we say, hey, blended families, and this is why we're having this conversation, because there's a lot of blended families out there, and there's a lot of couples and relationships that, and we don't have time to get into all of the different dynamics. We've talked about that. Go check out some of our earlier podcast episodes, and we dealt with some of this before.
Yeah.
But it's like how we are responding. Forget about everybody else in the outside.
Okay.
It's how we are responding and how we're handling the situation. To me, everything is external. That we'll handle issue here. It's people can feel how they want to feel, and I'm not gonna try to force anybody to feel some type of way. What I do is set boundaries and expectations. I'm looking at you. See how she's looking at me side-eyed over there? What I do too. Look, don't be looking upside my head.
I'm
you need to be
listening.
looking at these people out here. So setting boundaries and expectations is all you can do.
Okay.
And you cannot, we talk about this too. I can operate in gray. My wife sometimes is very black and white.
And that's all.
It's either this or that.
Yeah. And my husband has taught me, though, it's okay to operate in the gray. You can do that. I just haven't done that. And see, this is where couples have to really understand each other. My husband knows where's the gray for you, and me I'm like, where the black and white for you? But then there has to be a common ground, and I have to listen to him and bring gray into the areas or space that I'm evaluating. As well, he doesn't. He's in corporate America. There's certain things and skill sets that he has different than I have.
So here's what I'll say to you.
Okay.
So gray in a lot of cases is synonymous with grace.
Gray and grace?
So gray and grace sometimes, I mean, you can
Coincide?
use that.
Okay.
You can use that synonymously with when you give people room.
Okay.
That's what we call grace.
Okay.
And so how you give grace and how you set boundaries around, what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do is where relationships have to come to a consensus. It's not agreement. I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, but there's a consensus.
Yeah.
Example,
Okay.
we have adult kids.
Right.
Now, y'all not just calling and just asking for money when y'all are deciding to do what you want to do.
Right.
Like you're full adults. You can do whatever you want to do. And we've provided over the years guidance, direction, feedback. Hey, I think you should do this. And you choose not to do that. Right?
Right.
And whatever those consequences are, hey, that's on you.
Right.
Right? But the grace is there's an area where we say, you know what, up to this, we're willing to do that. But outside of that, you're on your own. Or certain decisions that you've made, nah, we can't co-sign for that.
Right.
You made that decision. You got to
Right.
live with those consequences, right? And I think that's where the gray area and the grace comes in on how you deal with external. It's giving grace, and grace is, grace is something it's not earned or deserved.
Right.
None of us deserve grace, but we get it.
Yeah. It's a gift.
So well, if we think about it from that standpoint, it's not like I don't agree with what's going on, but I can sow grace in a situation because I've been sown grace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I've sinned. I've done all of those things, but I've been sown grace even in my sin.
Yeah. We have been shown grace. This is true.
So I think the great for me is like, okay, that's equivalent, or it can be, taken in like, okay, grace. Because I think I said this earlier, I'm just wired to be kind.
You are wired to be
I'm just wired to be
I'm
compassionate.
wired to being kind and compassionate.
I'm
too.
wired to be, to show concern and
Me
care
too.
for
People.
people. She say
People.
me too.
Me,
But,
well, yeah, cause me too. Like until
yeah.
you mess
see,
up.
that's therein lies the growth and the challenge.
For me,
No, in general, and I'm just saying just for you, but therein lies the growth and challenge because it's easy to do that when people are complicit. It's a whole nother level when you're not getting what you expect and you do that.
and you're good at that. And I aspire to be like you in that. However, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And when when I've been kind to people and they take me for granted, all bets the TF off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's me. You got a Virgo wife. I got a Scorpio husband. 55 back here, y'all. It's my baby's birthday today.
Birthday, baby.
This is his birthday. Oh, sorry.
November 4th.
November 4th. But, I just, we were, the title was having conversations and not getting resolved.
Right.
And sometimes women, we don't get the resolve that we want. And I have to go with some conversations that we've had because I felt like with the blended family, that's just what we're talking about. I felt like certain things were not said that needed to be said. That's all. And so I think that that's where it comes for me, there not being the resolve that I feel like needed to be there. I also have to take account of the gray area because you say black or white for me. And I'm learning to operate in a gray area. And you just said a few minutes ago, gray is grace. I'm looking at, well, maybe I'm not totally right in my perspective or how I'm viewing this. Like maybe that's not right.
And that was the Holy Spirit. That was a download, like real time. He just dropped that up in my spirit.
Is it what I said?
No, gray and grace.
Oh yeah, because that was good, baby. That was good.
Yeah.
But but anyway, all I'm saying is sometimes women, we really don't get the resolve. Okay, we're gonna get deeper in this. This is our first live, y'all. We're gonna be very consistent.
This ain't our
with
first
this.
live.
This is our first live on Facebook.
We're not even on Facebook. Are we on Facebook? Where we at?
Oh,
I thought it was on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Listen, y'all.
Sorry.
Listen, it's okay. Go like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. We took a little time off. For those that don't know, my wife was down. She had surgery She cut her finger.
Yeah, let me show them all of this,
got-
so they'll know.
She's got a whole PICC line here. Got a bacteria infection in her thumb, and we've been having to administer antibiotics, intravenously.
It's getting
for
better, though.
The 9th is the last day, so next Saturday is the last day, and so we kind of took a pause on everything because we're trying not to get out
Yeah.
and be all in the
Be
elements and all of
places.
that until she gets a full
This
bill of
out.
health and recovery.
Yeah.
But I will say that was an eye opener for us in this standpoint, in this perspective. It was just a cut.
Very
It's a very
small,
small
y'all.
cut.
On my knuckle, right here. It's
And
just
you,
a small cut.
you know how we do. We go get the peroxide, the alcohol, we stop the bleeding, bandage it up, and then we go about our day. A week goes by, it gets infected, it gets in a joint, and now we got to get admitted to the hospital because they've got to do intravenous
Yeah.
antibiotics.
And I had to do what's called an IND, where they clean out the bacteria out of my finger. So I had to stay in the hospital. I had to be admitted for 8 days and have 2 surgeries on my thumb for a cut from a cheese grater. I was grating a potato.
Yeah.
And so what, as my husband said, I think he said, it's a PICC line. And what happens is they put a line that goes from my arm here and it goes up above my vessel in my heart so that I can get antibiotics intravenously.
Yeah. And so we got a few more days to knock that out. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
In relationships, it starts with small things. It starts with not getting a resolve. And if you don't take care and seek professional help,
Yeah. This is good.
then that can become
Detrimental to the relationship.
relationship, right?
Yes.
Because it was to the point to where if it had gotten into her
Blood system or bone.
that was a totally different situation. They caught it, got it to the joint, cleaned it out. But now, if you don't do that, if you don't
Right.
go seek professional help, then now we're talking about amputation,
Right.
potentially. right?
Potentially.
And like I told her, we need that thumb.
I need my thumb. Every woman needs her thumb.
Need them thumbs. And so don't just let things
Fester.
fester, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conversations, but no resolve. If you got to go back to it, go back to it.
Right.
And this is what she says. I'm in corporate. And I do a lot of leadership development. I teach the leaders on how to solve problems.
Right.
And sometimes you have to go ask, what do you want, or what do you expect to happen? You got to ask a very direct question. What do you want to see happen? And so, in relationships, you have to ask real pointed questions so that you can get to the root.
What do you want to
What do
see
you want?
happen?
And honestly, now you get to where the rubber meets the road, because if what you want to happen and what they're willing to do doesn't coincide, now we're in a gray area. Okay, so what does that look like? And then you have to deal with that.
Right.
And then how much of it is worth not pressing past or moving forward. So anyway, we just want to come on live for a quick second. I ain't trying to go too deep.
Yeah,
whatever.
because we're about to be doing
It's
this
my
all
birthday.
the time.
We
and
about to
gotta
go
celebrate.
we about to watch the football game in
Yeah.
a minute, but we wanted to come live. It is my birthday. You see that 55 back there, the double nickel.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys. But go like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, we
on our
just
YouTube
want
channel.
people that are like-minded like us to join our community. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple as that. This is my husband James. I'm Lene. This is Love and Truth Podcast with the Nelsons.
Yes.
As my husband said, we're celebrating his birthday tonight, so we're about to watch the game. So women, you might not like sports. You might not like certain things that fishing, whatever hobby your husband likes. I would encourage you to take interest, because that's what we're for. You know, we have a short period of time here. I'm speaking from another level. Once your life is threatened and you're like, oh, okay, whatever my husband, I'm not a hockey fan, but if he wants to watch hockey, I'm going to be sitting right on the couch watching hockey with him. We have a short period of time.
Because you know somebody will be out there wanting to look at hockey.
It's another woman that wants to watch hockey with him, and I dare you. So I'm gonna watch hockey, okay? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm woke.
Woke. But listen,
Okay.
go like, subscribe, share. Balcony Talk WTN. What else? What else? On
We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok, and I'm Lene T. Taylor on TikTok. Or
T.
Lene-
Taylor. What are you
Oh, I
talking
think
about?
Nelson. I changed it.
She just straight up said her maiden name.
Yeah, but I changed it because it was my maiden name.
What?
I was being honest.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about I was being
That
honest.
ain't been
to
no
say-
Taylor in a long time. Like, what are you doing?
But no, I changed it.
When? 3 years ago? Anyway, we're gonna talk about that later because anyway.
Okay. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be seeing you soon. So catch us here on Love and Truth Podcast with the Nelsons.
With the Nelsons, yes. Peace, y'all.